On to this now. Wits University students continue their protest against financial exclusion and lack of accommodation. Students have served the institution with a notice demanding that all students owing 150,000 rand or less be allowed to register for the 2023 academic year. Now, that's where we find our reporter, Pule Letshwiti-Jones. He is live in Braamfontein. As you can see there, you might be wondering why you can't see him on screen, but he is with us. Pule, tell us what's going on there. Where are the students heading to?
Yeah, definitely, Masiho. As we find ourselves here now in Braamfontein, it seems as though the students are going up. They actually had a 1-minute caucus here in the area of Braamfontein where they've decided that they will be trashing and rather spilling rubbish within the streets of Braamfontein, as you can see on your screen here, particularly because they're quite upset in regards to the university not listening to them when they've requested for students with historical debt to be scratched. Amongst other issues as well, they want the NASFA's 45,000 Rand cap to be amended. They're saying it's not enough for streets as well. But it seems as though this might be going on for the whole week. In fact, they have threatened before to say they will be protesting, taking to the streets. The leadership has made it quite clear to say they will not be looting. However, they will be causing disruption in the student prison here in Braamfontein. And you can see students are currently protesting, and they want the university or institution to listen to them. They are being led by the Student Command Council, of course, SASCO, and they are demanding that students as well owing 150,000 or less should be allowed to register, and the 10,000 upfront fee residents must be waived and students be allowed to move in.
All right, Pule, so I see them heading somewhere, and I wonder where they're heading to, because it looks like it's in the opposite direction of the university itself. Have they told you exactly where they're going, or is this just a matter of making sure that Braamfontein is at a standstill to demand that they are listened to?
Definitely, as far as we understand right now, we are being told that they're moving to another campus. I'm not quite sure which campus this could be, but they want to send a very strong message to the Wits management as well. Apologies for the shaky visuals as we try to keep up with the crowd that's running the streets. But I must say, it's quite chaotic scenes here that we're witnessing. Why are you protesting?
Obviously, you can see. The financial exclusion, accommodation, that's what I'm protesting. I posted my whole video on YouTube channel. Open that score 1, 2, 3. Check it out.
So, no, but tell me, what did the management say to you today? Did they say they're going to help you?
Nah, but I was still protesting. As you can see, if maybe they said something, we would have stopped. But as you can see, we're still protesting.
So, did no communication will get back to you?
I hope so. I hope so to get back to us.
All right, okay. Well, Masiho, there hasn't been any communication as we're being told so far. We're still trying to get in contact with a spokesperson from the Wits University just to get a sense of really what is the way forward here in terms of engaging with the students and ensuring that nothing happens. But, you know, as you can see here, there's still quite chaotic scenes on your screen. Shops being closed and, you know, shop owners being asked to close down, and quite more.
And Pule, this, of course, will also remind us of the fact that we are approaching 2 years, actually the 2-year commemoration of the death of Mthokozi Sintumba, that man who was killed during the same type of protest about 2 years ago. I think we've lost Pule's... Okay, there we go.
That's why they're saying they must close the shop.
No, but on a serious note, why are you guys closing down shops and everything?
No, they're avoiding looting. That's why we're saying the shops must close, because people will loot, and it will be their loss, not vets.
What's the problem? Why are you here?
And as far as we are struggling, some people come from disadvantaged families.
Did you register on time? Did you apply on time?
Some people did not register. So that's why.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Those are some of the sentiments here on the ground here. Students feel quite frustrated, and hopefully there may be some sort of communique from the Wits management whatsoever. But for now, we'll continue with the running and giving you live coverage of what's going on here in Braamfontein, Johannesburg.
Pule, I was saying to you earlier that the 10th of March is in fact the second commemoration or anniversary to the death of Mthokozisi, that man who was walking out after seeing his doctor, and he was shot allegedly by police there during the same protest 2 years ago. And I wonder, I haven't seen any police officers in your shots. Are there any?
Look, the last time I saw police officials or a police van was way behind us. That's probably like 5 minutes from where we are currently. And we're just hoping that no innocent bystander or innocent civilian here is shot. Because from what we're gathering here, this strike isn't protected. There wasn't any legal authority whatsoever. And hence we're not seeing any law enforcement agencies. But shops will be disrupted here in Johannesburg, as we've seen some being forced to close down. As you can see on your screen, the road being blocked as well by one of the students. It's quite chaotic. Motorists have been advised actually not to drive this way as well, because they could face trouble. But we see they're running back. There seems to be a police van coming your way. We'll stay on the shot so you can have a look while these students are running away.
Can you see at all, Pule, what they're running away from? Are you able to show us why they're running towards your direction now?
Well, we just want to witness as to what could have happened here, but we just see a tactical intervention unit, Kumbi, and we're seeing traffic flowing normally. So we don't understand as to what could be going on, but it seems as though they will continue again. The chaos will continue again, where they will be blocking this road here to try and get the attention of everyone, particularly the Wits management as well. But on my left hand side, you can see the shop Chicken Licken is closing down. The owners have been asked to close down, but students are regrouping once again. I'm not quite clear why they're running down the road just a couple of seconds from now, but they're back here again.
And have you seen anyone from the SRC, Pule? When we spoke to the SRC deputy president of the SRC at Wits yesterday, she actually told us that they haven't gotten any mandate to go on a protest. So I'm wondering when this changed overnight. Pule, just confirm if you can still hear us in studio. All right, it looks like we've lost connection to Pule Letshwiti-Jones, but we do still have connection for you in terms of all the images that you can see. This is in Braamfontein. Just a few seconds ago, the students were on Jorrison Street, and now I think they are on Decotta Street, if I'm not mistaken, where the KFC is. They have actually vowed to basically put Braamfontein on a standstill. This is not the first time we've seen such a protest by students, particularly at Wits University and other universities across the country. In fact, every year during this time, since the very first Fees Must Fall protest back in 2017, this is what we see in most universities. So what I can tell you so far is that the students are demanding that those who have historical debt that is about 150,000 Rand or less be allowed to register. They're saying that those students, their debts should be written off by the university. It says the university has the money to be able to assist these students who have that historical debt that is 150,000 Rand or less. And I just want to remind you that 2 years ago, on the 10th of March exactly in 2021, we saw the same protest that actually resulted in the death of Mthokozisi. He had nothing to do with that particular protest and was in fact on his way home after seeing a doctor on Jorrison Street in Braamfontein when he was shot allegedly by police. Of course, that court case coming out to say that none of the police would be found guilty for his murder. Now, I understand that we do have Pule Letshwiti-Jones back with us. Pule, I see that the students have regrouped there on that particular intersection. Can you tell us what the discussions are?
Yeah, definitely. They've actually regrouped again, but I've joined by one of the SASCO members, Penny Chabalala. Thank you very much for... Yes, SASCO members, I said. Yeah, thank you very much for joining us. Just get us, or rather give us an insight as to why we're here now.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm part of the students. I'm part of the South African Student Organization. The reason we're here, for over 4,000 students at Wits University are not registered. The money that NSFAS pays does not afford the facilities in Johannesburg and at Wits University. The SRC Student Representative Council, our organization, SASCO, and other political organizations on campus have been trying to engage them even on campus, but they're not doing anything. So now the students are frustrated, and students are saying the university must respond and no student must be left behind. So the reason we're in Bramfontein, because it is where most students from Wits University reside, most students from other universities. By the way, this issue does not speak to only students in the Wits University, but it also speaks to students from different universities. So students with NSFAS, some of them are still waiting for their appeals. Some of them that have appealed for NSFAS, but it has not been responded, and the university is proceeding as if nothing is wrong. In other courses, we're approaching the 5th week. In other courses, we're approaching the 3rd week, and there are still over 4,000 students who are not in the system. So this protest is to show that black students in particular, because majority of people that face these things are students, so are black students. So we're saying they should make sure that these students are not excluded.
Tell us about if this strike is protected. Have you received any documents or permission from the law enforcement agencies to say you're allowed? Because, you know, previously we'd witnessed before a bystander being innocently shot due to a student protest. Are you guys protected?
Yeah. The JPMD has been with us since yesterday, so they are much aware of what's going on. Even SAPS is much aware of what's going on. Since we were protesting, there are bouncers that are with us now. We've been with different securities. We've been with JPMD and SAP. So we are very much protected since yesterday.
So have classes been held at the Wits University?
So classes are not proceeding at Wits University, because how will classes proceed when these issues are ongoing?
If we were to speak to the management, have you spoken to the management?
They've been with the SRC of Wits University has been in conversation with management, but clearly a consensus, or rather an answer to students' concessions has not been met. You know, so the SRC does have demands that they've submitted recently, and still the university has not addressed us. We're still waiting to hear from the university.
Okay, just for someone catching up and watching this interview just now, what are some of the demands again that you're tabling?
Okay, demands that we're taking is that those students that are owing less than 150,000 must be allowed to register. Students with historical debt, and also students who don't have accommodation. The institution should donate some money towards hardship accommodation for students to be accommodated.
Penny Chabalala, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
All right, that's Penny Chabalala Maseko speaking to us from SASCO, of course, a member of SASCO, Wits University, but the demands are quite clear that they have tabled just now and spoken to us just now about. But more importantly, we're still trying to get some bit of comments from the Wits University as to whether they can meet some of these tabled demands rather halfway, and speak to the students. I'll continue to get reaction from some of the Wits students as well. Thank you very much for joining, my man. Maybe if you could just tell us what's up, what's going on here? Are you also seeing eye to eye with SASCO as the same demands?
Yes, it's because many students, many students, they don't have accommodation. We have been fighting about this, but the management doesn't want to listen to us and our issues. Many students haven't received their allowances as we speak now. A student cannot attend classes with empty stomach. That's actually our issues that are ongoing here at Wits, and we are feeling like they're not taking us serious. So we're taking matters in our own hands now.
And have you tried to reach the university?
The what?
Have you tried to speak to the management of the institution?
The SRC have been in communication with the management. So they are not hearing them, they are not taking them serious. So there's nothing, we only have one option left, which is this what we are seeing now.
Okay, can I get your name and surname?
Jabulani Mukhati.
Thank you, Jabulani. I'm joined also by one of the Wits SRCs as well, Secretary General. Just give us your name and surname before you speak to us.
I'm Tiamo Chuma.
Tiamo, just give us a breakdown as to how long the negotiations have been going on with the Wits management. I believe you guys have been trying to speak to the institution.
Sure. So we've been negotiating for
Yeah.
So we've been negotiating for like 2 months now.
Yeah.
Since the 1st of Jan, we've been negotiating with the institution.
Yeah.
And they still want to negotiate. And every time we have a meeting, it's always, they know the issues, so why should we keep on raising the same issues that they know? You can't keep on telling them 1,000 times that this is what you want, this is what you want. They already know. So times for negotiation is up.
Yep.
This is the last resort.
Have they committed themselves, though, to say they will meet you guys halfway off it, or they've been mum? They haven't said anything. They've been MIA.
So yesterday we met with the Vice Chancellor, Dean and so forth.
Yeah.
And after our meeting, we stated that we want a response by 8 p.m.
Okay.
or we'll still shut down the institution. So we had a mass meeting last night. We didn't get a response. After our mass meeting, students told us that they want to render the institution.
Yeah.
They want to shut it down.
Yeah.
So following that, this is what we have.
You're part of the SRC. Have you gotten permission from law enforcement agency to embark on this strike that's causing so much chaos and disruption in the Braamfontein precinct?
No, we haven't, but we do have legal coverage.
Sorry, you have what?
We do have legal thingy coverage.
Oh, okay. And how long is this strike going to go on for?
We just want our concessions, and after we get our concessions, it will be done.
Thank you very much. Of course, Masifa, one of the SRC students, saying they will be embarking on the strike, but they don't have the protection of law enforcement agencies. However, legally they have applied for a document that will protect them if anything had to go wrong during the strike.
All right, Pule Letshwiti-Jones live for us in Braamfontein, where Wits students have decided to shut down Braamfontein, complaining once again in the beginning of the year about fees and the capping, for instance, of that accommodation fee from NSFAS, putting it at 45,000 rand.